called you about
Yeah.
3:30 or 4.
And we walked through it and you had it.
And I had it again. She sent it to me and then I got here, it's gone. Did you fix it?
Disappeared.
Where's Samantha?
She's on, vacation, she'll be back Thursday.
Oh, okay.
That's on the agenda.
Yeah, I know.
What is?
That's what.
Flex cards, maybe Nolan knows about it.
Nolan, are we still doing the finance committee? Okay. You gonna do it? Or you gonna talk about it?
Yeah, but it wouldn't load
Has-
the next part.
Has Terry Bell contacted any of you guys about what they've got going on over there at the county?
The fuel,
Yeah,
I saw it.
well, he started talking to me about 10 days ago, so I'll bring it up in the committee. It looks like it's be a good deal. Seems like it'd be a good deal for us, but, you know.
I wonder if that's what he knew.
And I gave him I've had Sam pull the gallons used over the last year and gave that to him for their calculations. You know, just to see what the net impact of that would be for
Always
us.
do it this way?
You know, and I haven't received anything back other than a verbal, but that's all, and I'll discuss that.
But it's
All right,
gone.
it's 6:30. We'll call the finance committee meeting to order. We have one item on the agenda to talk about fuel purchases. And Samantha's not here, so I guess Nolan's gonna get into that with us.
Yeah, so we've got ongoing issues with our current fuel supplier, and system's less than reliable and resulted in continued audit findings over the years. Recently, we've not been being billed correctly with no resolution in sight. So we found this WEX contract. It's a state contract, and we can purchase fuel at 95% of gas stations anywhere. So 95% of those out there are on this program. We also get a 1% rebate on all of our transactions, and the tax exemption is applied at the pump, so that's good. There's really no impact to the budget above our current fuel costs that I know of. So we think this is a good option to go with.
I know the county's had a development, I didn't know if that threw any changes or different opinions or opportunities into the mix since
So
that.
Yeah, I talked to Samantha about that, and we both felt like we need to make this change sooner than later. And we feel like it might be worth it to go ahead and change to WEX now. And then in the future, if the county gets everything together, we need to continue communication with the county, I guess is my point. But we need to make this change.
I totally agree with you, because they haven't closed on that property yet over there. And just to kind of surmise what Terry Bell approached me at the pregnancy care dinner last Thursday night over at the Park Theater, they're buying the Central Oil fueling station, and he approached me about the possibility of going together with the city and selling it to us at 5 cents over cost. So, and I had Samantha pull out the gallons used over the last year, and I supplied that data to Terry. And that's what he, right off the cuff, that's what he offered. And I don't imagine it departing significantly from that. And I know that a retailer is going to mark it up a lot more than that. So I think that there is some runway ahead of us, time-wise, for that. But I do think there'll be a benefit, so I understand why you need to change it now.
Yeah, we're just seeing issue after issue, and it's not being fixed with the current supplier. So we really think that doing this now is the right choice, and then again, staying in contact with the county as they proceed with that. And if that's a better option than WEX, then absolutely we'll go on, with them.
I understand.
Is there any time frame that we get tied up for with what's on?
No.
From my understanding, it's just a fuel card. We use it or we don't, correct?
That's correct. It also comes with some software that's way above and beyond what we are using now. We've had to go to writing on tickets to keep track ourselves because the software that the current supplier has is not tracking it for us. So this will, I think, provide a pretty good report monthly on our fuel use. So we're excited about that part.
What if you don't like it? Can we end it?
we can. There's no,
Cause it looked like a lot of, I mean, like everything, it looked like it also had a lot of things to do to make your card work.
we're not worried about anything.
Okay.
Well, I make a motion that we approve this WEX fuel card from the Sourcewell Fleet Card Program to allow the city to move forward with a different fuel supplier than our current vendor.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Is this a committee decision?
We'll go to the full board.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. If there's anything else to come before the finance committee, this meeting's adjourned.
Right, it's 6:40, and I'll call the Parks and Rec Committee meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is to review and decide bids for the LED underwater pool lights, and Justin's gonna tell us that. We've talked about it before too.
Absolutely. So we bid this out, and on August 14th, we received 2 bids. One from Langley and Taylor LLC with a bid of $26,000, and Recreonics with a total bid of $19,904.82. We had budgeted $21,000 for these pool lights. If you remember, there's 28 total in the pool. And I believe we have 13 that are actually working. So there's 15 that we need to replace. We decided to go ahead and go with the IntelliBright 5G white pool light. It's a 55 watt. It's equivalent to what we have now, which is a 500 watt incandescent bulb. We will be installing these ourselves once the pool closes. I appreciate my staff taking the time. I want to say I appreciate them taking the time to get the right quantity. When you go from a 50-foot cord to a 100-foot cord, your price goes up tremendously. So we were able to go out with maintenance and try to get as accurate measurements as we could to make sure that we were trying to save as much money there as we could to stay within our budget. So.
I guess, do we normally put them in ourselves? Or
We do. We do. We've bought some in the past and we've done that. It's a process, but we're gonna try to do it while the water's warm. And there's one screw that holds it in the niche. We're gonna go down and remove that, tie something to the other end, pull it all the way through, and then pull the other one back through and wire it in. So.
Any danger in doing that?
No, we'll make sure that everything is completely cut off, but at the same time, the good thing about these bulbs, these lights, these fixtures, they're completely sealed. They're not old school. They don't come with gaskets. So we used to have, that's how we've got so many that aren't working, is because we get water in them. Expand, contract, that gasket wears out, and we get water inside, and it trips. So these come completely sealed. There's no gasket, so everything's all in one.
Have we used this Recreonics before?
We do. We have. We purchased a lot of things from them with the pool. They're very well known out of Kentucky. We were excited that they bid on this, but yes, it would be my recommendation to accept their bid.
So the other bid was with installation.
They did with installation, and then they also, you can see in your packet that they also had an email in there that showed without the installation.
How much was it?
$26,000 was without it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you're comfortable with this recommendation for the low bid through Recreonics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve this bid for the replacement.
Have a motion to approve?
Yes.
I'll second it, I'm sorry, I was thinking you were on yours too. I'll second that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, there's none. Any further discussion on that? The second item on the agenda is to review and decide bids for tennis fencing.
Yes, so on August 22nd, this is the last part of the tennis court renovation project. This was something that we didn't have when we were talking about surfacing and asphalt. So if you remember, our surfacing and asphalt bid came in at $200,066. That's with the pickleball courts that we decided that we would do. We did get the fence bids in. They were very close. I was super excited. These guys were super helpful. We had to tweak our scope of work a little bit, but they were super helpful in that. And they're about $2,000 apart. But it would be my recommendation to go with volunteer fence, and my reason behind that is the 21-day delivery. If you remember, when we talked about the asphalt and the surfacing, once Tinsley pours the asphalt, they want it to cure for 30 days. Before the tennis courts are surfaced, the guy that's going to surface it would like to have a fence around it. So, it would be my recommendation to go with volunteer fence for the $39,764 with a 21-day delivery. Hopefully, we can get that within the time frame of when the asphalt is curing and get that fence up.
Have we used them before?
I have not used volunteer fence before.
Have you used either of the contractors before?
I have not.
Okay, so we're all the same.
Is this in the neighborhood of what we were estimating?
Yes, it is,
last meeting?
Steve, and I'm glad you said something about that. You know, you had asked me the question about what I thought that projected cost would end up being for the tennis court, and I gave you a number of about $30,000. Volunteer fence, just for the fencing of the tennis courts, came in at $29,830. The pickleball fencing is $9,934. So, again, came in at $39,764, but just to do the tennis courts alone would have been about $30,000.
And we're still under budget.
We are. If you take the 175 we budgeted plus the 75,000 that the school board approved, we're sitting now about 240,000.
Are there any further questions from anyone?
Nope, I'll make a motion that we approve this bid from Volunteer Fence for the fencing around the pickleball courts and the tennis courts at the Milner Center.
I have a motion. I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. We'll move on to the next one. Review and decide bids for Park Theater loading dock lift. And Joe was gonna tell us about that.
So we only got in one bid on this particular round of bids. We did do two the first time. We had a little confusion about the bidding process from this company right here. And the only other bid that was bid in the first one was 150 days for delivery and about $7,000 over budget. This is a project that I have seen the prices go up since March. March, April, in that area was when we started really pricing out the project. But this was the exact system that we were pricing it out through onto this company that's brought forth. But we went about $800, a little over $800 over budget, but we'll be able to make that up with in our maintenance and repair budget. But like I said, it's the exact one that we were looking at, and I think it'll be great for us.
So just $855 over budget,
Yep.
and it's exactly what you were looking for?
It's exactly the one that I priced the project through. 'Cause it was, I got calls from companies that were ready to, equip full-on like shipping yards and warehouses and things that we just aren't even ready to do. But this one fits the bill exactly. It's the right size platform and it fits into the space, and we even got the ramps and all the stuff that we need to go with it. And Mark and his crew are very confident in their ability to install it for us, so.
I have a motion.
You do?
I have a motion, and I'll second that motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Hearing none. If there's not any further discussion or business to come before this committee, I'll adjourn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's 8:50. We will open a public hearing to hear comments regarding the adoption of regulations for mobile food trucks within the city limits of McMinnville. If anyone wishes to address the board, step to the podium and state your name for the record.
It's last week, last time.
Hearing no comments, we'll consider this public hearing closed. It's 7 o'clock. We will call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the McMinnville City Board of Mayor and Aldermen. Before we get into the agenda, I would ask the board and the audience to take a moment of silence for Mr. Mark Gwynn, a native son of Warren County who was tragically lost last week. All right, into the agenda. The first item is roll call.
Sally Brock,
Present.
Deidre Dunlap is absent, Stacy Harvey,
Present?
Steve Harvey.
Here.
Rachel Kirby.
Here.
Carrie Morton.
Here.
Mayor Chastain.
Present. Next item on the agenda is consideration of minutes. Each member of the board should have received those in their agenda packets. If there are no requests for additions, corrections, or deletions, I'll entertain a motion to dispense with their reading and approve them as read.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Sally Brock.
Second.
Second by Ms. Rachel Kirby. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Item 3 is recognition of visitors. If anyone wishes to address the board, please approach the podium and state your name for the record.
Good evening. I am Amy Moffett. Sometimes I'm here for Habitat, but tonight I'm here for Evelyn Taylor Avenue, where I am an employee. And what I'm asking you is to consider Evelyn Taylor Avenue when you go to the closing of Spring Street, because we have a parking lot that many out-of-town visitors and locals utilize when they stay at our venue. It is now a rental on the upstairs, and it is listed as the designated parking area. We have never asked anyone to leave our parking lot. It has been public, even though it is private. And what we're asking is your consideration, if you approve the Spring Street, to make an appropriate area so we're allowed, and everyone else is allowed to get into our parking area and leave the parking area. And it will be blocked if they block Spring Street off, because we are on the corner of Spring and Main.
Thank you. Item 4 is recognition of employees. If there are any employees.
I got the 3 Susan.
Yeah, you do.
Over the past few weeks, we've been having promotions. Jamie Brown had retired last week. He's been here for 34 years, so we were doing promotion down there, and so I'm going to introduce y'all to him. This is Kevin Duncan. He had been here for 23 years. He was a driver. He moved up to lieutenant. Behind me, Jim Sanders. He had worked here for 26 years. Now he's the new captain on B shift. So if you got any questions, you can call Jim. And last is Clint Walker. He's been here for 11 years. Yeah. And he our new training captain. So he took Marty's place. So I'm going to introduce Marty, but he took off, so he had to go babysit tonight. So, but this is all 3 new promotions we have down there. And I think they were doing a good job for us and for the city too.
Congratulations,
So
gentlemen.
I got to give a speak for them.
Good job.
I want to thank Frank and Ricky. We don't say this enough, but as we're working on these tennis courts, I can make a phone call. They're working, their crews are out doing their things. Obviously, they're guys I like to have in my court because they have heavy machinery. But call them up, they'll send guys over. Ricky's guys came over this morning, dug a footer for us just like it was nothing to do a retaining wall. and they were gone. Frank's guys came over to the demo for the asphalt, they were gone. It's great to have these employees and their workers, and to rely on them like that. So I just wanted to say thanks. Thank you.
Item 5 is communications. Item 5A is a request to close Spring Street to Main Street for second Saturday for use of a band in that area. Do you have anybody here who submitted this or represents?
Sean's out.
Okay.
Sean is not here today, so.
Any questions, comments? I know I've had people reach out to me in opposition to this, saying the streets are about to be closed, in their words, enough as it is with various events coming up for the holidays, and they didn't wish to see any more street closures.
The biggest thing I see is the parking lot. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no, I mean, you won't be able to get in there
Yeah.
if that's done. I mean, unless you pull up the sidewalk, which I
Sure.
don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I guess I have a question, maybe it's down here in my packet, but, so it's a request to close, who requested to close the Spring Street? Do
It
we know?
was, from what I heard, it was one of the business owners on Spring Street, but I don't know exactly who.
Well, I just wondered.
But wasn't the request from Main Street?
I would, that's what I was
think
thinking.
that's who was on it.
Jennifer was on
Morford-
it.
Morford to Main Street.
No, I
It's in
mean,
the application.
Main Street McMinnville.
Oh, I'm not sure, but I don't even.
Jennifer was one of the ones, she and Kelly Snyder were both on that request.
Right.
I didn't even think Jennifer Meredith worked for Main Street anymore. I thought-
If you
Kelly
pull
was
that up,
against
keep pulling it up, at the end are the ones that made the request. Okay, keep going, next one. It'll start telling.
Yeah, it's right here. Jennifer Flatt Meredith and Kelly Snyder.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep going, check, after the checklist is everybody that signs off that was asked. See, there you go. They signed off, looking at it, the department heads.
It's up to the board.
Well,
So it's
we've
just
just
a-
had a request to not block the parking lot.
I mean, the request can fail for a lack of a motion and or a
Yeah,
second, so.
yeah,
If there's nobody that wants to do that, then it will just fail.
okay.
Do I have a motion? Hearing none, the request is denied for lack of a motion. Item 5B is a request from Junior Auxiliary for Christmas in the Park on December 3rd, from 5 PM to 9 PM. Obviously, this is a large community event that is been going on for 30-some odd years. So I'll entertain a motion to approve their request.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Stacy Harvey,
Second.
second by Mr. Steve Harvey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Item 6 is petitions. There are none. Item 7 is unfinished business. Does any member of the board have any unfinished business this evening? Hearing none, we'll move to item 8, new business. Item 8A is a request to join the Tennessee Retail Alliance. Nolan, you have any?
Yeah, I can just quickly summarize. MTAS is Tennessee Retail Alliance, provides a vehicle to assist us in promoting economic development through retail recruitment to increase jobs and sales tax revenue. The TRA provides education, including assistance with the Tennessee Retail Academy benchmarks, which are in your packet, assistance with identifying and marketing properties with selected property management software and technology, and marketing for McMinnville and relevant regional and national events. This was in our budget. Total amount is $5,000. And,
Is that per annum?
that's, yes.
So we anticipated this in the administrative budget?
Yeah.
This particular one, okay.
I just wanted to run it by you all and make sure that you were on board with joining this.
So who will they be in contact with you?
Yeah,
Is
it
this
would-
for you, really? I mean, for your administration?
I would be the main point of contact, yeah.
I'll entertain a motion to approve that request.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Sally Brock.
Second.
Second by Ms. Rachel Kirby. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Item 9, excuse me, item 9 is resolutions. Item 9A is resolution number 2024-34, the city of McMinnville to accept a bid for $112,350 from Lee Smith Ford for a 2025 F-750 dump truck for the McMinnville Water and Wastewater Department. To authorize the city administrator to issue necessary purchase order on behalf of the city and express a time when the resolution becomes effective. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Carrie Morton, second by Mr. Stacy Harvey. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock?
Yes.
Stacy Harvey?
Aye.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Rachel Kirby?
Yes.
Carrie Morton?
Yes.
Mayor Chastain?
Aye, motion passes. Item 9B is resolution number 2024-35 of the city of McMinnville to accept the bid from Direct Fitness Solutions for the Combo Series Wellness Equipment in the amount of $72,660 for the McMinnville Parks and Rec Department. Authorizing the city administrator to issue the necessary purchase order on behalf of the city and express the time when the resolution becomes effective. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Ms. Sally Brock. I'll second that motion. Any questions or discussion?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think we all received an email from the owner of Fitworks that, you know, his come in under the other amount, and I know they don't really know a whole lot about that equipment, but wouldn't it be worth maybe doing some investigating on that equipment before we pay $20,000 more for it? And he stated he was a local person and gave us a good bid on it. So I don't know anything about fitness equipment. I'm just asking, would it be appropriate just to at least give an opportunity for that, to investigate it before we make a decision?
So I've spoken to Justin and his staff on multiple occasions, and then per the discussion we had a couple of weeks ago, this equipment that we're discussing right now is more functional, has more options per station than that low bid. It also came with an additional warranty that the low bid did not come with. And the low bid, that particular brand of equipment is more like what you'd find in like a small residential fitness center. It's not like heavy commercial workout equipment like you find in gyms like Planet Fitness or something like that.
I haven't done a lot of research, but that's not what I'm under the impression of, that it's like residential workout equipment. Now, I don't know for sure, but
Well, we passed this out of committee with reservation. I wish I had just said, let's just pass it without voting on it to the full board, but, it was, yeah, we passed it with reservation. They're $20,000 less. We were going to, and we talked about looking into this actual equipment, because the only problem Justin had with the equipment was he'd never seen it. He wasn't familiar with it. So I was going to look into that, but I couldn't, for my husband had surgery, so I was kind of out. But I think that, yes, I think we should look into it for $20,000 less bid. I think we should look into it, or see if he can bid that same equipment. I mean, I think he has access to all that kind of equipment as well. But now, what was it, TKO? TKO, and I'm not familiar with it and haven't had a chance to look into that.
I don't,
May I speak? Again, we sat down, I've said this, we sat down with the staff and we looked at all of the equipment. And, You know, when I stood before you guys 2 weeks ago, I talked about the extra warranty, that was huge. I talked about the independent versus fixed motion that these machines have. I talked about the functionality of the machines. I've been around a lot of gyms, I may not look like it, but I have, okay? I know this equipment. And so I stood before you guys, and I stand firm in what I said. I believe in Precor, this equipment, and that's the equipment that we want. It's been 20 years since we bought anything, and I don't want it to be another 20 years, but I won't be here in 20 years. I feel like the public and the people that come to our facility will absolutely love the Precor equipment. And I know it's $20,000 higher than the TKO. We budgeted $68,500 plus $20,000 for a cable crossover. We're still $16,000 under what we had total budgeted. And we're coming away with all new Precor equipment. It is, in my opinion, it is state-of-the-art equipment. I'm super excited about it, and I'm passionate about it because when I walk away from the city one day, hopefully not soon, but I want this equipment to be something that people say, wow. I want Mr. Harvey to walk in and be like, wow. You know, it's that wow factor. You get that wow factor with Precor. And I'm not knocking TKO. I just don't know anything about it. And the other bids that we did receive, I know that equipment. It's in gyms. It's in those gyms. It's in those Planet Fitness. It's in those Gold's gyms. It's there. So that's all I can say about it.
Well, I'm going to put on a comment that was made. If we cannot consider whether the source is local or non-local and give any preference to local or non-local, that's in the comptroller's rules. I just wanted to mention that.
Okay,
I would also believe that we couldn't ask the low bidder to go back and bid the other equipment that someone else bid.
No.
And
We
as
could
what-
rebid the whole thing.
Rebid the whole thing.
Well, the comment was different, the way I understood it at least, but
I feel like we ought to trust the person who deals with, I'm just saying, I wasn't here the other week, but the person who deals with the equipment in the gym and maintains it and so forth.
I didn't know that brand was such an important thing, as long as it was good equipment. I mean, why wouldn't you why wouldn't you put Precor in the specs if?
Because I wanted to receive several options. I wanted the Hammer Strength, the Life Fitness. I wanted the Matrix. I wanted the Cybex or the True. I wanted the Precor. I wanted those options because each one of those they have their own unique features. They have their own unique things. But when I sat down and I looked at all 5 of those bids and I looked at the frames, I looked at the pads, I looked at the mechanics of the machines, me and my staff were like, this is the one we would like to see in our gym. And it fit within our budget. And that was it.
And it's all, there's nothing missing from their bid, everything's,
No, I made sure that I contacted the Jeff Wilson, the guy from DFS, and just to confirm that the $72,660, everything was included in that bid. And he confirmed that for me. So everything is there that we checked off that we wanted.
Well, had he just left it out when he left it out at some point?
No, I mean, everything that he put a yes on, that's what we asked for. And he checked it yes. So it's, that $72,660 is everything that he is gonna provide us that we wanted.
make a motion that we accept it.
I'll second that.
Well, we already have a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Sorry. Yeah, we do. I made it.
Sally made
I
the
made
motion
it.
and I seconded it. So
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry about
Yeah.
that, went brain dead.
is there any further questions, comments, discussion?
Well, I think we should just wait to see I've never seen this TKO, but that's been said.
All right, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Stacy Harvey,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
No.
Rachel Kirby,
No.
Carrie Morton,
No.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion fails. Item 9 is resolution number 2024-36 of the City of McMinnville to authorize the city administrator to issue a purchase order on a used street sweeper not to exceed $200,000 for the McMinnville Public Works Department and express the time when the resolution becomes effective. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Ms. Carrie Morton.
Second.
Second by Ms. Sally Brock. Any questions, comments, or discussion?
Well, I've only been here 4 years, but this is the strangest PO that I've seen. We haven't, so there's not a particular, there's not a particular bidder,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
just, we're,
Frank, he wasn't here last time.
I apologize, I was at a concert.
I'll let him explain it.
What I've been dealing with is, whenever I find a used street sweeper, by the time I get back to y'all, it's been sold.
Got it.
So-
Okay.
This has kind of given me and Nolan permission to look over them and purchase it, then come back for a resolution.
Well, one of the questions, the ones that you've been finding,
Yes.
and the ones you've been missing, what price range are they in?
I have from old one to.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I mean,
Okay,
ones that would be
I've got
suitable.
one right now picked out, it's a 2017, it's 169,500 and about 12 to 1,500 to ship it here.
So if we approved 175 grand, that'd get you? I mean, I would rather be,
Resolution is written as 200.
and we can't amend, we can't amend at this
And I've got
point.
200 in the budget for
Okay,
it.
all right, I'll shut up.
So that's,
Sorry.
that's,
It's just weird that it's open like that. I've not seen that before.
yeah, I've been dealing with, I find them, and by the time
I get it.
I get around, it's
I
been gone.
get it completely.
So, yeah.
So if this is approved, Frank has one that he's got his eye on for 169.5, that tomorrow morning he'll pull the trigger on. So,
I'll make the motion if there is one. If there isn't one, if I'm brain
You
dead.
did.
I can't remember.
I already got one.
Carrie made the motion. and I
Sorry,
seconded
guys, I'm
I
just not with
seconded
it today. It's been a long week.
Carrie and Sally.
Yeah.
For roll call.
Yes.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Stacy Harvey,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Resolution 9D, resolution number 2024-37 of the City of McMinnville for Joe Harvey to sign a tentative contract for the Kenny Rogers Band and for the city administrator to issue necessary paperwork on behalf of the city and to set a date for the resolution to become effective. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Ms. Sally Brock, a second by Mr. Steve Harvey. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Stacy Harvey,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Item 9E is resolution number 2024-38 of the City of McMinnville to affirm the action taken by the Parks and Recreation Committee for Joe Harvey to sign a tentative contract with the Darrell Worley Show and for the city administrator to issue necessary paperwork on behalf of the city and to set the date for the resolution to become effective. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Stacy Harvey,
Second.
second by Ms. Rachel Kirby. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Stacy Harvey,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Carrie Morton.
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Resolution 9F is resolution number 2024-39 of the City of McMinnville to purchase a 2024 Ford F-550 chassis steel truck bed from ML Utilities of Chattanooga for $20,430 for the City of McMinnville Fire Department, to authorize the city administrator to issue the necessary payment on behalf of the city and to express the time when the resolution becomes effective. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Stacy Harvey,
Second.
second by Mr. Steve Harvey. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock?
Yes.
Stacy Harvey?
Aye.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Rachel Kirby?
Yes.
Carrie Morton?
Yes.
Mayor Chastain?
Aye, motion passes. Item 10 is ordinances. Item 10A is ordinance number 2024-10 to rescind ordinance number 1763, which established the McMinnville Tourism Development Authority, its adopted bylaws, and to express the date the ordinance shall become effective. This is the second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Sally Brock, a second by Mr. Steve Harvey. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock?
Yes.
Stacy Harvey?
Aye.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Rachel Kirby?
Yes.
Carrie Morton?
Yes.
Mayor Chastain?
Aye, motion passes. Item 10B is ordinance number 2024-11 to create a tourism and marketing department by amending the municipal code to add Title 21, Chapters 1 through 4 in the form of the attached Exhibit A, and to express when the ordinance shall become effective. This is the second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Carrie Morton, a second by Mr. Stacy Harvey. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock?
Yes.
Stacy Harvey?
Aye.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Rachel Kirby?
Yes.
Carrie Morton?
Yes.
Mayor Chastain?
Aye, motion passes. Item 10C is ordinance number 2024-12 to amend ordinance number 1764 to direct all money collected on the occupancy tax or hotel motel tax to be paid to the Tourism and Marketing Department monthly as collected by the city of McMinnville, and to express the time when this ordinance becomes effective. This is the second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Stacy Harvey,
Second.
second by Ms. Sally Brock. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock?
Yes.
Stacy Harvey?
Aye.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Rachel Kirby?
Yes.
Carrie Morton?
Yes.
Mayor Chastain?
Aye, motion passes. Item 10D is ordinance number 2024-13 to create a tourism and marketing committee by amending the municipal code section 1-117 in the form attached in Exhibit A, and to express the time when the ordinance shall become effective. This is the second final reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Stacy Harvey,
Second.
second by Ms. Carrie Morton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock?
Yes.
Stacy Harvey?
Aye.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Rachel Kirby?
Yes.
Carrie Morton?
Yes.
Mayor Chastain?
Aye, motion passes. Item 10E is ordinance number 2024-14 to amend Title IX, businesses, peddlers, solicitors, etc., by adding a chapter regulating mobile food vendors with Exhibit A and expressing when the ordinance becomes effective. This is the first reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Carrie Morton, a second by Mr. Stacy Harvey. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock?
Yes.
Stacy Harvey?
Aye.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Rachel Kirby?
Yes.
Carrie Morton?
Yes.
Mayor Chastain?
Aye, motion passes. Item 11 is departmental reports. We have several department heads here this evening. If anyone wishes to address the board, come on up. Mr. Ming, you have anything?
No, I don't.
Mr. Purtle?
No.
All right. If there's nothing else to come before the board, then we will stand adjourned. Thank you all.